The 2013 line question. The equations of 6 lines are given, so they're given up here. What I've done is I've added in an extra column here based on the type of the question. It's pretty much based on slopes and intercepts. So the handiest thing to do in this question, it doesn't leave room. So what I've just done is, and you'll have this in your exam paper if needs be, just a bit of extra paper. And I've used y equals mx plus c to write all of the equations in the form y equals mx plus c. And remembering that m is the slope and c is the y-intercept. So the first two slopes are -1.5, so I'm just going to fill these in now. So -1 and then 1/2, -1/2 and 2, and then for m and n it's -1/√3 and -√3. So -1/√3 and -√3. And the y-intercepts are 3, 3/4, 7/4. So 3, 3/4, 7/4. And -2.5, 10/√3, and 10. Was it √3/10? I think it was, wasn't it yet? Or 10/√3. So having that extra column now hopefully will allow us to answer the questions that come. So description, a line with a slope of 2. Well, for what we've done here, then that's just L, because the slope of this line is 2. A line which intersects the y-axis at 0, -2.5. So that's the y-intercept there, -2.5, so that will be line L as well, actually. Okay. A line which makes equal intercepts on the axis. Okay, so just to show you with this, the answer to this one is x equals 3 minus y. Now, why is that? Well, if we rearrange it, x plus y equals 3, you'll see that 3, 0 is on that line because the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, and also 0, 3 is on that line. So the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, so that line will be H. Equal intercepts. So what that means just is, so it crosses there at 3, and it crosses there at 3, so these two distances are the same. So that's the line H. A line which makes an angle of 150 degrees with the positive sense of the x-axis. Now, you probably remember me saying to you before that tan is the same as the slope. For example, if we have if you were finding the slope of this line going up, it's the rise over the run. But if you were finding the slope, or if you were finding theta, remember tan is the opposite over the adjacent. So rise over run, opposite over adjacent, are the same thing. Now make sure your calculator's in degree mode. Now I know, hopefully, what the answer is. A line which makes an angle of 150 degrees, do tan inverse of your slopes here. So, so if it makes an angle of 150 degrees, shift tan to the -1. So say of -1/√3. Now that gives me -30. And let's just see if I mess about with the, so say if you do √3, okay, so it's 60, so it's not that one, it's -1/√3. And remember, if we just look back on this again, just to explain to you where the, if you just did tan, so tan -1/√3, so you get -30. So that means that the angle in question there, and this is just a bit of rough work, so if you get -30, that's this angle here, because going round 30, an angle of minus 30 is the same as plus 330. So if that's minus 30, then that has to be 150. So the answer for that is M. And two lines which are perpendicular to each other. So if we multiplied their slopes together, we would get minus 1. So that will be L and K. Because the slope of L is 2 and the slope of K is minus a half. So 2 multiplied by minus a half would indeed be minus 1. And the last part, find the acute angle between the lines M and N. We use this formula to find the angle between two lines. Doesn't matter which is M1 and which is M2. The plus or minus, again, just refers to whether you're finding the acute or the obtuse angle. So M1, so the slope of M, so I'm just going to let M1 be minus 1 over root 3. We found that in the first question. And M2 is minus root 3. Now, substitute them into the formula. So tan theta equals plus or minus, so M1 minus 1 over root 3 minus M2. Now minus that, so that'll be plus. And that's all over 1 plus minus 1 over root 3 times minus root 3. Now, when you put all that into your calculator, you'll get tan theta equals root 3 over 3. So therefore theta equals tan to the minus 1 of root 3 over 3. So shift tan, make sure the calculator is in degree mode. And that gives you theta equals 30 degrees. And if you do shift tan to the minus 1, you'll get minus 30, which gives you the obtuse angle of 150.